Trivia, and we have traveled back in time to the 1942, and I am in the home of Frank Miller, Molly Miller, little Freddie Miller, and little Cherry Blossom Miller, and they are listening to the radio because today our Tuesday Trivia is all about the golden age of radio. So before we start, you know how we start every class with the moving and grooving, but we're going to dance and move and groove to music that you thought would have been heard on the radio. The 1940s, a song by the great jazz singer Ella Fitzgerald. Really good job. I hope that was fun. Today, our Tuesday Trivia is all about the golden age of radio. Long before television came along, American families entertained themselves and got all their entertainment and their news from the radio. But my mom and dad, that's a picture of my mom, they're at the piano, and this is my dad's family. My dad is the younger boy in the picture. My parents used to tell me about growing up listening to the radio with their families when they were children. So today we're going to learn a little bit about the golden age of radio, which started around the late 1920s, but really from like 1930 up until the mid-50s when television took over and entertainment by radio became way less popular because families were not being entertained by this new medium of television. But you know, radio still exists in many forms today, on podcasts, on the internet, but we're focusing today on what we considered the golden age of radio, which was about from 1929, 1930, up until the mid-50s. So, let's start, and again, like television, radio was in many, many homes, about 82% of American families, and that part, during the golden age of radio, had some type of radio in their home. They would get the news, like news from the president addresses, news, sports, all of that would come through on the radio. So, let's learn a little bit about the golden age of radio. Okay, so, one of the biggest broadcasting companies that is now started in radio, is now one of the major television stations, is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. What year do you think NBC was formed? Was it 1921, 1927, 1928, or 1926? Was it 1921, 1927, 1928, or 1926? And let's go to the answer. Congratulations, guys! If you get 1926, you're right. The National Broadcasting Network, or NBC, started as a radio broadcast station in 1926. Okay.
Yes!
Question number 2. True or false? CBS, which was launched in 1927, CBS stands for the Columbia Broadcasting System. True or false? CBS, which was launched in 1927, stands for the Columbia Broadcasting System. Is that true or false? Congratulations, guys. If you guess true, you're right. CBS does stand for the Columbia Broadcasting System. It was launched in 1927, but wow, most of the radio shows were either broadcast on NBC or CBS. Now, ABC came along in 1943. ABC stands for the American Broadcasting Company. And that came along in 1943. Started out as a radio station. And then, of course, all three of them are now multi-conglomerate media companies with things on the internet, television, radio. But again, as I said, both NBC and CBS and ABC all started as radio broadcast companies, with most of the radio shows being on CBS or NBC. So, now, an interesting thing about radio shows, they were usually sponsored by an advertising company. It would be like, Jella Presents, and then that would be the name of the show. So advertisers back then had a lot of say in who could be and who couldn't be on the show. But a lot of the shows that were on radio back then were sponsored by a singular product. You know, nowadays when we have commercials and between shows, you'll see several commercials with several products, but back then, most radio shows were sponsored by one singular company or product. Okay? And the shows are usually 15 to 30 minutes long. The show was either 15 minutes long or 30 minutes long. Alright? One of the most popular dramas back then was called The Shadow. Alright? That's what the pillows are listening to right now. The Shadow. Okay. And The Shadow premiered as a radio drama in 1930 as part of a show called The Detective Hour, but a few years later it debuted as its own show called The Shadow. What year do you think The Shadow premiered? Was it 1937, 1938, 1935, or 1936? Again, The Shadow was part of a show called The Detective Hour and soon became its own show a few years later. What year do you think The Shadow premiered as its own show? 1937, 1938, 1935, or 1936? And let me go to the answer. Congratulations, guys. If you get 1937, you're right. The Shadow premiered in 1937 and ran until 1954. Now, like I said, most shows were 15 or 30 minutes. But Orson Welles, the famous director Orson Welles, also had a radio program called The Campbell Playhouse and those were hour-long dramas of plays that were adapted to for the radio. So he had to have like Helen Hayes and Catherine Hepburn, and that show, The Campbell Playhouse, ran from 1938 to 1940, and like I said, those were hour-long plays that were on the radio. Alright, let's go on to question number 4. Soap operas also got their start on the radio, and that's the reason they were called soap operas. They were usually sponsored by a laundry detergent or some type of soap. The longest running radio soap was called Ma Perkins, which ran from 1933 to 1960, which is like 27 years. So here's the true or false question. True or false? The star of Ma Perkins, Virginia Payne, never missed one episode, and she did the show for 7,065 episodes. Alright, so again, there was a soap opera called Ma Perkins. It ran for 27 years, sometimes on NBC, CBS. At one time it ran on both networks simultaneously, at the same time. But my question is true or false. During the run of the show, Ma Perkins, the star, Virginia Payne, never missed one episode, and she did all 7,065 episodes. Do you think that's true or false? Congratulations, guys. Amazingly, she actually did all 7,055 episodes, which is truly awesome. So wow, so that is true. You get 2, you're right. Congratulations. Question number 5. Okay, let's go to question number 5. Comedies and comedians also were very popular on radio shows during the golden age of radio. Abbott and Costello were a comedian team that had their own radio show. Another popular comedy team was the comedy team of George Burns and Gracie Allen. True or false? George Burns and Gracie Allen were married in real life. Okay, so George Burns and Gracie Allen were one of the great comedy teams of the 40s, the 30s, 40s, even the show. The show even became a television show in the 50s. But my question is, true or false? Were Gracie Allen and George Burns married in real life? Let's go to the answer. Congratulations, guys. If you get 2, you're right. George Burns and Gracie Allen were married in real life. If you get 2, you're right.
Yes!
Question number 6. The show Armored Books, then Eve Arden ran with a broadcast on the radio from 1948 to 1957. True or false? It was also timed simultaneously, which means at the same time, broadcast on television from 1952 to 1956, making it the first show to be a radio show and a TV show at the same time. So, Armored Books was a radio show that was on the radio in 1948, ran through 1947 to 1957 rather, on the radio. With my question is true or false. Simultaneously, at the same time was running on the radio, was also a television show from 1952 to 1956. Is that true or false? Let's go to the answer. It is true, guys. Congratulations if you get true. Not only was Armin's Books a popular radio show, it was also a popular one of the first sitcoms that ran from 1956 that ran from 1952 to 1956. If you guess true, you're right. Neither of those are trivia. Every once in a while, second after was a reading of old radio plays. In 2011, I got to do a reading of Armin's Books. I believe we did the Thanksgiving episode, and we did it at the Autry Museum. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a picture to show you, but it was a lot of fun, and I did that in 2011. Let us go to our bonus round. Bonus question number 1. I want you to name any radio show that was on during the golden age of radio. So again, just look up golden radio shows on during the golden age of radio and name me one show that was on during the golden age of radio. Question number 2. In 1948 and airing from 1951, Lucille Ball starred in a radio show called My Favorite Husband. In that show, she portrayed Liz Cooper and actor Richard Denning portrayed her husband. True or false? That show laid the groundwork, which was the television show I Love Lucy, which starred her real life husband, Desi Arnaz. Okay, so again, from 1948 to 1951, Lucille Ball was on a radio show called My Favorite Husband. That was a radio show. She played, it starred Lucille Ball and actor Richard Denning portrayed her husband. My question is, true or false? The show, My Favorite Husband, laid the groundwork for another show, a television show, called I Love Lucy, which starred Lucille Ball and her real-life husband, Desi Arnaz. Is that true or false? Alright, so those are your bonus questions. Again, I was put those in, they'll always go out. You know what? I'm gonna start sending out the bonus questions on Tuesday, too. So you get an email from me on Tuesday with the bonus question, and every Friday with the wrap up of the homework. So you get 2 emails from me every week. Alright? One on Tuesday with the bonus question, one on Friday with the wrap-up question the rest of the week, okay? That's the Shakespeare homework and your character creation. And this is also part 1 of our Golden Age of Radio, but we're going to have some more fun with the Golden Age of Radio on our character creation day, which will be on Thursday. So, guys, thank you for joining me today. We're going to end it the way we begin it, with another popular song you definitely would have heard on the radio during the Golden Age of Radio. Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy by the Andrews Sisters. Thank you for joining me today, guys!
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style no one else could play. He was a top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. He really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand. because the next day the cat went out and drafted the band, and now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle for the company B. A toot, a toot, a toot, a toot, he blows it into the bar. In boogie rhythm, he can't throw a
Bye, guys!
guitar is playing with them.